Hello everybody, it is me, the Better Jacob, back with another video. I know it's been a while, but we're here now. Hopefully this video comes out, like, soon, not in like a month. That'd be pretty cool if I did that. Anyway, I'm here with my boy Owen. Owen, say hi.
Hi, it's October, so you better upload this shit fast, Jacob.
Right. And today we are going to decide once and for all what is and is not a sport. And our list is conclusive, it is final, and it is 100% accurate. So anything we say goes. And if your sport is not on the list, it is simply not important enough to be on the list. So, yeah. So this is just the final decision, and everything we say is correct. Alright, so let's start with the first sport, or should I say sport with quotes there, because Owen can't see my face right now, but so we have competitive fishing. Owen, what are your thoughts on competitive fishing?
That is absolutely a sport. That's the sport the fucking gods play to decide who gets to rule the earth. Competitive fishing is probably the greatest sport in human history.
Alright. I'm gonna have to agree. I'd say competitive fishing is a sport. It's physical. It's a competition. It says here, an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another or others for entertainment. But so that's the dictionary definition. But we'll see how much we want to go with it, because we are, in my opinion, more right than the dictionary. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So second is.
Are you sharing your screen?
Oh boy. There you go, Owen.
Beautiful.
Alright, second we have slap boxing.
This is absolutely a sport. This is the most Giga Chad sport you could possibly get your small child involved in.
Yeah, I would agree. I'd say slap boxing is, it's a good sport for the younger generation. I think it's really good, and it's healthy. It's good physical activity. You gotta, instead of
more
just
direct path to brain damage.
Yeah, if you're just sitting there on your couch, like, with a bag of, like, I don't know, like, Lay's, like, sour cream and onion chips, like, you should get up and start slap boxing. It's good for you. So we'll put
Absolutely.
that in the sport category. Next is football. I feel like I might have some biases towards this one, so I'm gonna let Owen take this by himself.
Not a sport. If I can play it, it's not a sport.
Why did I let you take this? Okay. I personally would argue football is a sport, but I feel like as someone who plays a sport, it's not right for me to speak on it. So I could make many arguments as to why football is a sport, but it's only the two of us. So yeah. Next is racing.
Absolutely a sport. Race wars are some of the biggest, most important things, the most entertaining things that you can watch, honestly. And I just think seeing, different races go at it in competitive play is fascinating. It's entertaining. I think racing is absolutely a sport.
Right. I was looking at that from a different perspective. From my point of view, it's, racing requires a lot of skill and, most importantly, stamina, as the drivers are actually put under a lot more physical exertion than you might imagine they are. Because being in, like, that hot car for, like, hours on end is very difficult, and also having to steer, and it's a really precision-based sport as well. Trying to, like, weave...
If you're drunk while doing it.
Oh, and if you can name a single NASCAR driver that's, like, drunk while they're doing it, I mean, like, go off. Okay. So I think racing is a sport. Alright, next, this one's a personal favorite.
If you don't like racing, you're racist.
Fair. Alright, this next one is a personal favorite of mine, and it is called cheese rolling. And cheese rolling...
What the actual hell?
Cheese rolling, for those of you that don't know, is when you take a wheel of cheese and you roll it down a hill. Then a large amount of people will run down the hill and chase after the cheese. And the person who, like, gets the cheese wins. So
I
it's
mean,
yeah, it's basically just like a race down a steep hill to catch a wheel of cheese.
that sounds like a sport.
Yeah. I think it's a sport. I'm gonna insert a clip of what it looks like for those of you that don't know. It is like it's
All of
very
us.
fun to watch. So yeah, let's just watch that now. Yeah, so as you can see, it's a very intense activity, you could say, and I would say it is a sport. All right.
Yeah, that's
Next,
fair.
yeah. Next we have softball.
I love softballs, but I'm not sure. Yeah. I'll say softball's a sport.
You'll say softball is a sport?
I would.
All right. Do you have any elaboration for that, or is it just like
Nope, I just love softballs.
okay? Trying to think. There could be an argument made here just for the entertainment of it. You could say it's like off-brand baseball. I mean, it's kind of what it is.
Hey, we're not on baseball yet.
Oh yeah, where is baseball? Baseball's like down the list, isn't it? If there was like an intermediate category, I'd put it there. But softball, you know what? I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I mean, but I consider it off-brand baseball. Next we have badminton.
Bad is in the name.
That's a valid point.
It's bad. Now, does that mean it's not a sport, or does that just mean it's a very bad sport?
I think it means it. I mean, okay, it's literally like imagine tennis, right? But like slower, and like you got like weird shaped rackets.
Badminton is not a sport.
Okay, badminton's not a sport. Yeah, like who even cares about badminton? I'm sorry, bro.
Literally no one.
Like if you
No badminton players are getting on the ESPN Top 100.
yeah, like if you play badminton, like
Kill yourself.
okay, all right, next, rugby.
Not a sport.
Not a sport,
It's football, but gross and European-y.
but you said football. Oh, but like football's also not a
Exactly.
sport.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say like you know they both can't be in the same category in my opinion. I was gonna say like if rugby's not a sport, football is a sport.
Thing.
I mean,
I
I'd
mean,
say
I don't know. I don't have opinions on rugby. I'm not some kind of Austrian.
yeah, that's fair. I mean, I would say rugby is just like more concussion prone football in my opinion. It's like
Well, then,
you take
in that case,
you take the biggest concussion sport in the States and then you just make it more dangerous than it is by removing all the protective equipment and also like you know that thing where they could basically all like lock arms and just like have a shoving match.
yeah, that's a little sus.
Yeah. So are we still going with not a sport? I mean, I don't feel strongly about this.
Well, now I'm conflicted because the more concussions you have, that automatically makes your sport better. That's why slapping is so high.
That is fair. I mean, it's a dangerous sport.
Number of neurons destroyed by playing the sport equals how many points I give it. So, like, all of them. I think rugby probably is a sport now. You've convinced me.
All right, yeah, we'll go with rugby sport. Soccer. I mean,
Not a sport. No, kill yourself. Get out of here.
I figured Owen would
Soccer
say
is
that.
Absolutely not a sport.
I mean, if we're gonna go into the assumption that soccer is a sport, I mean, we could say that it is the most popular in the world.
Because people in other countries don't have anything better to do.
I mean, that's fair. Like, they don't have, like, football that we put in not a sport to watch.
Soccer is even more of not a sport. Get out of here.
I mean, have you seen those, like, cool, like, tricks they can do with the ball?
Have you seen somebody get lightly pushed and immediately do 39 consecutive back flips in a row and then call the ambulance to drive on the field and then they get a penalty kick and they stand up normally and kick it?
That is valid. Um,
That is most of the sport. It's not. It's practice. It is passing back and forth. I'm not about. No, no, get out of here.
I would say soccer is a sport, but
I would say it's not, and you're wrong for thinking that.
we don't have a third person. This is tough.
Yeah, in my opinion, objectively matters more than yours, so it's not a sport. Let's go.
I was gonna say let's go with not a sport because we are like 6-2 in the things. I want this to be entertaining.
That's fair. That's another reason.
Yeah. Swimming.
That's a sport.
I would say it's not a sport because, like, bro, it's just a survival skill. Like,
It's shark attack training. That's great.
yeah, but like then you could say like breathing is a sport because like you need to like, you know, like if you're in a body of water, if you don't swim, you're just gonna die. And
You
like,
can float.
not everyone knows how to float.
My guy, it's just doing nothing. If you don't know how to float, you deserve to die.
I'm saying, but there's like a technique to floating though. You know, you gotta lay the right way in the water and stuff. I don't know. I would say swimming not a sport.
I would say it's a sport because it is. Imagine someone swimming at you at like however fast swimmers go. That's pretty lit. Or the time they made Michael Phelps race a CGI shark. That was pretty cool.
that happened.
Yes. So, you know, sport because CGI shark. Case closed.
You know what? I'm gonna use my TBJ executive authority here. We gave you the last one, Owen, so we're gonna put this in here.
God damn it.
All right. Golf.
Golf is not a sport.
Golf's not a sport.
You can only play it if you are a white dude past the age of 40, and that is by far not the most athletic people.
What about like Tiger
It's-
Woods?
He doesn't count. Look, it's not comparing athleticism, it is comparing free time and money.
But like once again, Tiger Woods exists.
Okay, he is the outlier.
I mean, he is good at golf.
Yeah, we're aware.
Just making sure. All right, we'll put it in not a sport.
Like, it's literally golf, bro.
It is golf. I mean, it's not really like that physical, considering like you can be like 70 and play golf.
Exactly. I want to see a 70-year-old trot their way out onto the field for the Green Bay Packers and see that's not even a sport either. I want to see a 70-year-old go play like softball or something and just get wumboed. Like, no.
Okay, airsoft. Is that a sport?
No, it's real life combat training. The sport implies it's some sort of game. Airsoft wars are the real deal.
Oh, I was gonna say like, but like, imagine you're like 40 and on like an airsoft team.
Yeah, I think airsoft isn't a sport. It's above a sport. So I guess not a sport, but
I think it's not a sport for other reasons.
Well, it's same conclusion. It's not a sport.
Like it's not a sport, but like you're going up. I'm kind of taking the down road here.
Right.
I don't think super highly of airsoft as a sport. I think it's more of like an activity.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, I don't even know if you should have an opinion on this one, but like hockey.
Trust me. Yes, because Nico Mikkola plays it.
Okay. Hockey's a physical sport, requires endurance. It's like you can get hurt from doing it, which is something we've established.
Nico Mikkola plays it.
Nico Mikkola does play it. He plays hockey on the professional level.
Case closed.
Sure. Okay. Hockey sport.
If
Okay.
Nico Mikkola played badminton, that would be a sport.
Okay. That's a great quote out of context.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Chess. I'm gonna have to say no.
I'm gonna say it's a sport because one of the most important things you can have for a sport is a wacky scandal that sweeps everything up. And there was a big chess scandal recently, and so I think that qualifies.
Wait, hold on. Explain the chess scandal.
Okay, so basically, Hans Niemann, this random nobody, beat Magnus Carlsen, who's the world grand chess master, in a match. And everyone came to the conclusion that was because Hans Niemann hid anal beads up his ass that would vibrate and tell him what moves to make on the chessboard.
Oh.
Now, I'm 98% sure that's not actually true, but that was the main allegation, and it was really, really funny.
Well, that is funny, Owen. I still have to stay with, no, it's not a sport, because, like, I'm sorry, but, like, those dudes that walk around like, yo, I play chess, that's a sport. Like, no. Shut up.
But also,
you are not an athlete if you play chess. Stop.
Counterpoint. Anal beads connected to a chess bot.
Alright, you know what, Owen? We're gonna do... Here's what we're gonna do for the rest of... We're gonna do a coin flip to decide if chess is a sport.
Alright, that's fair. That's about all it's earned.
Yeah, alright, alright, Owen, heads or tails?
Let's say heads is not a sport, tails is anal beads.
Okay. We're gonna... Alright. It is heads.
Well, you know...
I'll show it to the camera.
I have absolutely no way of knowing if you're just lying, but it's fine.
It's okay. Not a sport. So, I'm sorry, chess players, but, like, stop.
Yeah.
Okay, poker. Is poker a sport?
Not a sport. It is a crippling addiction.
Owen.
If poker's a sport, meth is a sport. And if meth is a sport, I should be in the Olympics.
Hold on, I got some, news for you, though. Like, you see, gambling addicts, you know, they always think, like, okay, this is the last hand. Like, maybe I should actually stop because it's bad for me. But, you know, they always stop. It's a proven fact, like science says this, that they always stop one hand before winning $1 million.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you are a gambling addict and you stop gambling, you're a pussy.
Yeah, like literally just one more round and you're gonna win big. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing though. Also, did you know that the World Series of Poker is considered to have the most expensive trophy in all of sports?
Why? Is the trophy more chips?
No, it's a bracelet. Well, you also just get, like, a ton of money.
No self-respecting sport gives you a bracelet. Get out of here. No, that is not a sport.
Wait, have you seen the bracelet?
Yes, but come on now. Who cares? It's a bracelet.
I mean...
Those sports have, like, a big-ass trophy you lift over your head to show your dominance. And it's like,
well, it's like the equivalent of, like, a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, but they don't just win the ring.
That's true, they get the trophy, but...
They get the big-ass trophy.
Yeah, okay, fine. For that, we'll say it's not a sport.
I like how we're using football constantly as a benchmark of if something's a sport or not, but it itself, we list it as not a sport.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Let's see, track. We know some track players.
Yeah, I would say it's a sport.
I'd say no. Like, bro, you run in a circle.
That is a valid argument. Alright, it's not a sport.
Okay, track's not a sport. Gymnastics.
Yes. Have you seen those motherfuckers go? They literally do 19 flips and then land it and then walk home and get some milk. Like,
yeah,
no.
If I could do anything like... Okay, so all the ones we put out, like, not a sport, right? Like, I could probably do something, like, close to it. Like, I can, like, throw a football, right? Maybe not good, but, like, yes, I can throw it. I can hit a birdie or whatever. I can kick a soccer ball. I can, you know, swim and not drown. I can probably hit a golf ball. I can shoot an airsoft gun. I can move a chess piece. I can play a hand of poker. And I can run in a circle. However, I cannot do a flip off of, like, a bar or something. So...
Yeah, and land. Like,
yeah.
The thing with track is people are like, oh, it's training for other sports. But, like... Bro, gymnastics is that on its own. Like, that will not be applicable to anything other than gymnastics.
Yeah. Oh, we'll say that's a sport. Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted Mitchell here for this one, but he decided he's busy. So, racquetball.
Not a sport, because only pussies play it.
Valid. Okay, arm wrestling.
This is in the same vein as slapping,
I'd say
I'm gonna
it's a
say
sport.
I was gonna say not a sport, but I'm not gonna fight a battle over this one. I'll say sure, it's a sport.
All right. I mean, have you seen like actual arm wrestling?
Yeah,
Like,
the ones where they like put all of their body weight onto one dude's arm. Except with slapping, you can see a variety of facial injuries.
yeah,
With arm wrestling, it is almost exclusively just dislocated elbows.
yeah. No, but like, have you seen like the how they have like a referee and they have like tables and like lights and
Yeah,
yeah, it's a whole ordeal. Okay, boxing.
I would say it's not a sport because it's just something that would happen outside of a bar, except they put a referee.
You know what? That's actually kind of valid. Not gonna lie. Like, it's literally just.
If you want to see two humans beat the crap out of each other, why would you pay $60 for a pay-per-view when you could just go to downtown Boston
Yeah, you
for a
know,
little league baseball game?
I had mixed opinions on this, but you sway me. We'll go with that. Okay, air sports. So like wingsuiting, skydiving, like basically jumping off of tall objects or out of a plane.
I mean, it's honestly just, I would say not a sport because it's not really got that competitive aspect. It's just people who aren't man enough to actually not pull their chute.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of just a recreational activity, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel it, yeah. Like, I could go sign up and do skydiving, like, today.
I want to see a skydiving matchup, but it's whoever pulls their chute last wins.
Just like, you're like 5 feet from the ground and you pull your chute.
Yeah, I mean, that's really a test of mental. Well, that whoever wins gets like a Starbucks gift card. So it's like, well, who's willing to literally almost die for a Starbucks gift card?
Yeah. Hey, if you survive, you get Starbucks. How much is on the gift card? Like, at least $7, right?
$15.
Ooh, 15. I'm gonna have to sign up for this competition.
Yeah. I should be the commissioner of all sports.
It would be an interesting world if you were the
I know how to
commissioner.
improve all of them.
Yeah. Let's see. Esports.
Sport is in the name. I'll say some esports. If you're over here playing League of Legends and in your
This image might be League of Legends.
sitting in your own pile of grease, that really makes me hard to say it's a sport. But
Yeah.
I feel like esports is a sport.
Well, it isn't physical. Like, you just... Or actually, I have another question for you. Do you consider, speed running a sport?
I mean, I don't know what else you classify it as.
I don't know.
Like, it requires so much effort, specifically in, like, Obama Run, that I feel
Yes,
like...
Obama run.
So,
You would
I
say
feel
I'm
like
a #1 ranked athlete.
it's literally, yeah. Like, calling you an athlete for Obama Run feels weird, but I think it is. Yeah, I would say esports is a sport.
All right, I'll agree simply because I want to say I'm I'm the best at a sport.
#1 global ranked athlete.
Yes, because I am the. If you guys didn't know, I hold the record for the Obama Run 100 coin speed run. A lot of other people tried to upload, saying they were the record holder, but like they didn't even get like a perfect run, so it was kind of like, why'd you even try, bud?
Okay. Get off your soapbox. Let's go.
All right, professional bull riding.
No, that's just professional animal cruelty.
Counterpoint, it's very fun to watch.
Okay, counterpoint. Is it really fun to watch if you're not rooting for the people? You're just rooting for the bull to get its revenge and kill the dude.
I mean,
It's like watching swimming and rooting for the water.
Bro, that's dark. I don't know. I think professional bull riding's fun to watch. I mean, counterpoint. Like, I mean, the bulls could just be like steaks at that point, but it's fun to watch in my opinion. But
Okay, I get that you and the entire state of Texas have that opinion, but literally nobody else does, bro. Like, it's not. No.
We'll do a coin flip. Bro, okay. It's heads.
Tails?
It's heads.
What?
I like
You. What?
like, I feel like the viewers aren't gonna believe me, because, like...
Then say it's just not a sport. It's not, bro. Why are you willing to die on the bull hill? There are so many other hills you could die on.
I mean, that is factual, but, yeah. I mean, okay, to be fair, that is hardcore, though, getting on top of, like, an animal that is, like...
It also just seems like another... Like, how is that different than skydiving? It's just like a hardcore thing you do. It's not like a sport. Like, it's just... yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, cross-country.
That's a sport.
Would you care to elaborate?
The dedication to get clowned on as much as cross-country people do and still physically exert yourself that much is pretty impressive.
Fair enough. You know, I personally don't think it's that much of a sport, but you know, we'll go with put it up here.
There you go.
Okay. MMA.
It's the same thing as boxing, but with more steps.
Yeah, fair enough. I put in 3 fighting sports. The last one's a little different, but
Okay.
Baseball.
Not a sport, because I watched 16 innings of scoreless baseball last night. That shit ain't a sport. That is literally competitive standing.
Fair enough. Also,
I was
because
watching it for 45 minutes, but then I realized that I hadn't seen someone swing a bat yet.
what game was it?
It was the Mariners-Astros game. It was 0-0 in the 16th.
That's sad. Also, we know someone who plays this, so even better.
Yeah. Softball is a sport, to clarify, but baseball is not.
Right.
Because the balls aren't soft.
Dang. Well, actually, here's my argument for softball being a sport and baseball not. You see, in softball, the balls are soft. Like, actually,
Yeah.
you know, if you feel a softball, it's a lot softer than a baseball. But in baseball, the balls are not the bases.
That is factual. That's incorrect.
Yeah, so I feel like they need to rename the sport. If it had a different name, it was just named like hardball, then it would be a sport. But like, sorry. All right, pool.
Not a sport.
Why?
Because it's something you do to look cool at the start of a movie scene.
I would not have thought about that, but like, I feel like if you can play it in a bar, it's not really a sport.
Literally, that's exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Volleyball. You know people that play this too.
Not a sport because
And bro, you literally just hit a ball over a net.
whack name. Who cares?
L.
Get out of here.
Ratio.
L plus ratio.
Yeah.
Volleyball ass. Next.
Okay. Frisbee golf. We're getting into some obscure ones here.
Frisbee is something that is played on exclusively a college campus and nowhere else, and golf is a thing we already said is not a sport. So you combine them, I feel like that's even more not a sport.
Fair enough. Okay, archery.
Bro, these guys are, it's like...
I'd say it's a survival skill, like, for
I would
ancient
say
people.
It's not a sport. You guys are practicing an outdated a form of warfare, but you're not in the military, and we don't even use that form of warfare anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Be like, dude, I'm a professional, like, horse cavalry officer, and it's like, okay, but no, guess what? It's the 2020s.
I mean, we put airsoft as not a sport, so I think it's only fair.
Exactly, and that probably has more real-world application. Get out of here, archery.
Yeah. Okay, now this is another, I learned about this today, actually. It is called tuna toss.
Okay,
Where
this is some rural shit.
people get a tuna, they put it, like, on a rope, right? And then they see how far they can toss the tuna. For, like, the person who throws the tuna the furthest wins.
This sounds like the antithesis. Oh god, I lost it. This thing sounds like a sport. Okay, because the people who play this sport sound like they piss red, white, and blue and shit bald eagles. They sound like some beautiful red-blooded Americans who just get together and put all $16 of their life savings on a tuna toss competition. That sounds great.
Yeah. You know, it'd be funny. Like, I didn't read like the entire article, but like, imagine if it's just like only played exclusively in like Scotland or something.
That would be an L. There's no way this is not an American sport.
All right, we're saying that's a sport. I'm actually curious. In Lincoln, South Australia.
I swear to God, you know what? Australia is basically America. It's fine. At least it's not Britain.
That is fair. If it was British, instantly not a sport.
Yeah, no. Nothing they do is a sport.
Yeah,
and none of the food they eat is food.
Yeah. You know what's funny? You know, the British mindset, you know, their strategy is they invented this game. I'm not gonna call it a sport of like, you know, like soccer. They spread it around the world, and then they suck at it. And
Literally.
but then you see the U.S. We're the smart ones though. We invent a sport, and then no one else wants to play it. Then we're the world champions. You know, it's just
Exactly, bro. And also, they colonized India for spices, and then used none of the spices on their food. What is that?
yeah, like dude, you make the most bland food. I'm sorry.
We need to do a country tier list at some point. Where we just go through all the countries and just tier list them. That will offend absolutely nobody.
Yes. You know, if you're British and watching this video, you know, like I don't accept the fact that you're British, but like if you're watching this video, then like that makes you
one day.
but that's how you redeemed yourself, you know, by watching this. So good job.
And hitting like and subscribe.
Yeah, please like and subscribe after we insulted your country. Yes, this is memes, but all right, karate.
Not a sport.
So we're just saying fighting activities are not sports in general. Is that just the pattern here?
I mean, yeah, it's not like it's not a
because I would say
beyond sport. It's in a different category.
Well, because I would say karate is a bit more like it's different than like, you know, like MMA. You know, it's like it's a bit more like technical. You could say it's like, you know, the way you do it. It's not just like beating each other up.
Karate is something you pick up your 9-year-old little brother from.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. All right, we'll say not a sport. Tennis.
Not a sport,
Yeah,
because
no.
if you play tennis, you're whack and you're sus, and we don't like you.
Especially the sus one. Yeah. Okay. Another interesting one. Competitive sleeping.
So, enlighten me on this one.
Okay, I think it's only... I don't know exactly how it's scored, but I just know in Spain to promote, like, good sleep quality, they had, like, competitive sleeping events.
Was this like some out-of-touch government agency trying to be like, oh, let's be cool with the kids, competitive sleeping?
I think it might have been, like, the government doing this. I'm not entirely sure.
Not a sport.
You don't think... I would say it's a sport. I mean, like, bro, you're like, literally... You know how many people struggle to get, like, good sleep? And these people are out here going the extra mile and competing against others to sleep, you know?
It's a sport. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, lacrosse, in my opinion, not a sport. No,
Not a
we'll
sport.
refuse to elaborate.
No elaboration required. Not a sport. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You literally play lacrosse.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Shooting. Like trap or something. No?
Because you're wasting ammo on not living things when it could be used on people in third world countries.
Oh boy. Yeah, I would personally say it's a sport, but as someone who's participated in it a lot, I think it's similar to football. Like, I guess I've played like recently. Obviously, like, I haven't been on a shooting team, but like I've been on a football team. But also, like, the amount of people who have like played like recreational football compared to like recreational shooting, like the ratio is like very different. You could say.
Yeah.
So
I was like, hey, guess what? I'm on a shooting team. I'm like, oh, really? What team? And they're like, the United States military.
okay.
That's what a shooting team is. Next, not a sport.
Okay. You know, I last time I checked, I will say at the very minimum, I don't think like competitive shooting is with like an M9, but I think it's like with a shotgun. But
It's fine.
okay. Water skiing.
not a sport. It's something you do while drunk and being irresponsible at a lake.
Hmm, fair enough. I mean, to be fair though, like, have you seen like some of those dudes? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
but like still nah.
okay. Basketball for the grand finale.
It's a sport because Steve Ho You Fat is a basketball player, and I think that's glorious. And any sport that allows that man to play, it's a sport.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? Yeah, basketball's a sport. I mean, not. Wait. There we go. All right. So,
Beautiful.
everyone, this is the final verdict of what is and is not a sport. We decided this, and
Right, you're wrong.
yeah. Any other opinion is wrong, even though I disagree with some of these opinions, and Owen disagrees with some of these. It's all good. This is just like, I don't know. We have to submit this like ESPN. You know, they like can't broadcast the ones in the bottom
We're not allowed
category.
to broadcast anything that is not salmon throwing.
Yes. All right. Well, if you guys made it this far, like all like one person who's probably going to be Owen who made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. If you already are subscribed, tell your friends to subscribe, or your family, or anyone that
You don't have any friends. That sucks for you. Watch more videos.
go. Yeah, if you don't have friends, I mean, just keep watching videos. You know, I have long live streams. You can just go back and watch. I mean,
Fortnite stream.
go tell like your like Walmart cashier to subscribe. You know. Anyway, I appreciate. You should watch the better anime. It's pretty entertaining. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Yay.